Hello. I decided to do a video series about every single supercars driver. It's a bit later than when I wanted to do it. I sort of wanted to be healthy and just do it in the car after work, but I jump in the car after work and I'm always thinking about what I have to do. Anyway, I want to talk about each driver. So first one's James Courtney because that's who I want to talk about. So James Courtney is the oldest driver on the grid. He's been in the main game since 2006 and has won the championship. He's had several Bathurst podiums. He's been driving at Tickford since 2020. So it's something that's bothered me a lot since I got really into supercars. Is as drivers get older, they supposedly get worse, and I'm not really fully convinced on that. There's a fair few examples of drivers who just on keep on staying up the front, keep doing well. It just maybe it seems harder for them to do it, but it's not impossible. Craig Lowndes in the Triple Eight car was able to do it, but maybe in a better car and a better team, it's easier. Garth Tander was able to keep doing it. Maybe not for a long time. Russell Ingall was able to do it for he tacked on another 10 years onto his career. He finished when he was 50. John Bow. So James Courtney is one of those drivers who sort of brings like a youthful energy, even though he's 42 or something. And yeah, 43 this year, right? He must have he's had his birthday. He must be 43. Because he was born in 1980. Anyway, so he's had a podium this year. He's getting beaten by Thomas Randall, but he can turn that around. It doesn't seem great for him, but I think they're just having a bit of difficulty with the car. And Thomas Randall's been doing really well lately, and he should be doing really well. I think that maybe sometimes there isn't enough pressure on the Tickford drivers, and not enough pressure on Thomas Randall. Last year, I was thinking Thomas Randall shouldn't be finishing 22nd in the championship. He should be further up. And he wasn't. And I was going, what the hell? And he got in the front row at Taylor Bend, and I thought, okay, well, he's doing it right. And he got in the top 10 at Sandown, and I'm going off track. James Courtney. Getting beaten is not great, but I think that he's got another year on his contract in 2024. So there's often talk about, oh, we're gonna boot him out of this seat. We're gonna put the latest young lad in the car, and everyone's gonna be happy. We're gonna put Zach Best in the car or something. Yeah, sure. Zach Best might not bring enough money to make that seat happen. Like, look at Taylor Bend in the wild card at Taylor Bend last year. It didn't have any stickers on the car. He just jumped in a Tickford Mustang and put it on pole. Didn't have any stickers on it. And then the next day, they had to put something on the car because people were going to be watching it all of a sudden. Like, it's just funny that didn't they didn't think that anything was going to happen, and then he did do a really good job. And there were no stickers on the car. At least when Jordan Boys did it, there was some stickers on the car. Like, what did they do? They pull some money out of the Tickford business and slap a sticker on the side of the car? Or why didn't they just write Zach Best or something on the side of the car? They could have done something like that, but then you gotta pay sticker money, so I don't know. Anyway, stop going off topic, Mabini. James Courtney. like I love JC. He's a great personality. He's he's still good. He's not the worst. Like you've got to think who's worse than James Courtney. So someone at Brad Jones is worse. Do you think that Bryce Forward's better than James Courtney? Bryce Forward hasn't got a podium. He's in a Chevy, and they got it wrong at Albert Park. JC had a chance. JC, I lost his podium at Albert Park from a penalty. Got a podium at Perth. He's doing a good job. He's having a rough run at the moment, but if you were going to push Declan Fraser or James Courtney out of their seats, you really think you're going to keep Declan Fraser? I'm not convinced by Declan Fraser's performance. But anyway, JC, fuck's sakes, I get so distracted. Like I need notes or something. Maybe I should redo this or something. Anyway, well, let's think. Let's think of all the rounds. All right, Darwin wasn't great. What was before Darwin? Perth. Perth was good. He got the podium. They go to Darwin. Nothing to get excited about for JC. You didn't really see him that much at all. He span around. He span out in the second or third race or something, and you go crap. Townsville, somewhere down the back. I think he didn't get any top tens. Wasn't in the shootout either, was he? No, there were two Tickford cars in the shootouts, and neither of them were Courtney. So yeah, last two rounds haven't been great. Next round is Sydney Motorsport Park, where presumably the Mustangs will do well, and hopefully JC does well there. What was it last time? 2022. Don't remember JC doing particularly well, but I can't really remember. Anyway, I believe in James Courtney. I think that he's still got it. I think that it's too easy to write off a driver when they're having a bad run. Especially when there are other drivers that are having a good run. You've got Thomas Randall's having a good run, so you can easily say, oh, James Courtney driver, should get rid of him, but Thomas Randall doesn't have a family. He doesn't have these other things in his life. He's just got racing and the simulator stuff, teaching people how to, whatever, the coaching stuff he's doing. James Courtney has got this other stuff outside of it in his own personal life. But he still rocks up to the racetrack and does a good job, and he has done so since he joined Tickford. He did so when he was at Team Sydney, and he was frustrated by that situation, so he left. Because the team weren't able to provide him what he wanted, and he was excited by it. He was fully invested in it, but it was just not gonna work out for him. He was probably gonna lose money supporting something that probably wasn't gonna work out, and I guess he saw the writing on the wall. And COVID probably killed Team Sydney anyway. But he was at Walkinshaw from 2011 to 2019. That's a good amount of time, and in that time he won a lot of races. He became. I think I came to see him as a bit more of a less of a fast guy, but he still had it. And he still maintains. He's got a record for every single year in his career. He scored a podium. I think is it Mark Scaife? Mark Scaife is the only one who's also got that, and JC needs to do it again next year to get it. But hmm, so it's difficult for James Courtney. He's got the Snowy Rivers caravan stuff going on, and then I hear there's stuff about they're gonna reduce the grid to, well, not reduce the grid. They're gonna move some cars around, move some entries around, so that Tickford's a 2 car team. So probably be Cam Waters and Thomas Randall, unless Cam moves to a different seat, like if he goes to Triple Eight, because SVG goes to NASCAR. So, or Cam does something stupid like go to Walkinshaw. So JC might be out on his ass. But I don't think it's as clear cut at the moment. I don't think it's really there yet. Besides, he's still got the whole rest of the year to prove that he's still a great driver. When he first started, he was very full on attack mode, and so he was often in incidents, but he won races. In like he got his first race win in 2008 with Stone Brothers, and he went to DJR, and he won a couple of races. I think one in Townsville, one in Sydney in 2009, and then he won 5 races with Dick Johnson Racing in 2010 on his way to winning the championship. And so that was he had to not crash the car in that one. And you see his drive to win the championship. His bonnet was so punched up in the air like that. Thinking, you're really a champion if you just bang into everyone on your way to winning the championship. Like, I don't know. But he had to beat Jamie Whincup, and he had to beat Mark Winterbottom. So he had 2 of the best drivers of the time that he had to beat. And Jamie Whincup had it all in his favour. But he just couldn't beat James Courtney. I think he had like a crash in the race or something happened that cost him the championship. I can't remember. But the move to HRT probably could have cost him his career because he just struggled with it, and he was teammates with Garth Tander, and Garth was having a good run, and Garth had been just making that car do things that it probably shouldn't have been able to do, just like Chaz Mostert is doing now. And JC rocked up and just couldn't quite match Garth, but he kept at it for a long time, and the team were happy to support him because he wasn't that far off. Like, he did win a race in his first weekend, and he was able to, like, when something would happen to Garth, JC was always there. And it's pretty much the same thing with Tickford these days. If there's an issue with one of the other good cars, like Cam Waters has an issue, they've got JC or Thomas Randall able to make it happen. And it JC doesn't get caught in too many incidents anymore. Even when he's right at the back, you think, oh, he's gonna have a crash. Not really, not usually. And I just think that I think he's doing well. Will he have a seat next year? Look, if this whole teams racing charter thing actually happens, sure. I guess he might be out of a seat because Premier are probably going to keep Slade Golding. They've been doing a good job, but you never know because of Premier. But I don't think he's going to miss out. But it's only halfway through the year, so who knows?